streamed live on January 7, 2022. At least, it's not an 8-hour nerdle cam. Honestly, who actually watches this pre-launch manure? Okay, picking up from last time. The camera flips between two conflicting views. Pick one or the other, either it's fizzling out, or the view back to Earth is completely obliterated. Come on, which one is it?
Turning back to Earth, turning back to Earth, turning back to Earth for landing while Stage 2 continues on its journey with the third event, SES-1 or Second Stage Engine Start 1. And that's where the MVAC engine ignites up and propels the second stage along with the Starlink satellites to their targeted drop-off orbit.
Quoting Who Lies Holly.
Turning back to Earth.
At the magical speed of 6,066 kilometers per hour, the rocket makes a very slight course correction, leveling up towards Earth, contradictory to the altimeter display.
Just about 10 seconds or so away from those three events, and they will be followed by fairing deploy.
What the fuck is that? Did the prop boy just bump your bullshit model?
Fairing deploy shortly after SES-1 as well.
This is a linear view from inside Stage 1. The camera is pointed at the farce hole of the second stage.
Nico.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
First of all, let's clear up the BS surrounding fisheye lenses. Camera left view shows a linear exit of the vehicle. Note, engine cone diminishes in perspective size as it pulls away. Anyone with the right brain can see how Stage 1 logically conforms to this diagram on the right. Any warping of this perspective reality automatically suggests a distorted lens was applied, right? We know the first stage is at least 60 meters long. And I'm sure we can all deal with the left view. Now, concentrate on the other camera, while you reconcile where the 60-meter long tube went, and how did it not rip the ass burner off the second stage.
Fairing separation confirmed.
We have got some great views, all four of those events that I mentioned, MECO, stage separation, SES-1, and fairing deploy, all visually confirmed on your screen. Now
Another visual decoy confirmed. They just turned the world upside down.
Visually confirmed on your screen. Visually confirmed on your screen.
SpaceX is just too smart for us. A flip side camera peeks back at their big ass booster. Or, are we being treated to a fisheye lens view of both horizontal zones, east and west? From only 100 kilometers above the Earth? Or to put it another way, how about, your monkey ass can only ever point back to where you came from? Genuine SpaceX fans should protest this blatant distorted camera nonsense. The fact that they persist with these ridiculous cameras at all suggests that they are probably flying high enough to see something that contradicts their bullshit narrative. Does the right see what the left is doing? This whole time Who Lies Holly has been waffling on, the booster has been hovering around the same 100 kilometers mark, moving back to front at the same speed. This is dragging on a bit too long. Let's speed this nonsense up a bit. Holly, you are now a chipmunk. I'll pause you for the good bits.
Drop-off orbit, stage 1 will execute 2 burns in order to make its way back to Earth. The first is the entry burn, where 3 of the M1D engines will reignite, and this helps to slow the stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere. Then the second burn is the landing burn. This is the single engine burn that brings the vehicle speed down very rapidly in order to touch down on our drone ship again.
A shortfall of gravitas today.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
And that's just a call out that we have connected with a ground station on the second stage.
And as you can see on your screen, we've got some incredible views today, a daytime launch with Earth looking amazing in the background.
Incredible is right. The sky on the left is moving much faster than on the right. Come on, use your brains. There is only a 30 kilometers altitude difference between the two views. The slower moving sky stage 2 on the right is traveling 3,000 kilometers faster than the booster. Even if you factor in your fake Earth ball speed rotation, it's still not going to work. Wake up, this is total bullshit fuckery going on here.
Of both the first and second stage views. Now we're just under 2 minutes away from the entry burn starting up on the first stage. So for those of you who follow, got a nominal trajectory call out on second stage, which is great news. Now you'll notice that there is soot on some of these rockets that we reuse. And here's a quick explanation of why and how that soot forms. The rocket grade kerosene, or RP1, used to fuel a Falcon 9 is carbon-based. So when it burns the fuel, it generates soot. Now as the booster approaches landing, as you can see on your left-hand screen, it does a re-entry burn to slow the vehicle down prior to re-entering back into the Earth's atmosphere. Otherwise, the aerodynamic forces would rip it apart. So because the entry burn occurs with the engines first, the booster flies through its own plume. And that is what deposits the soot onto the rocket. And again, we're just about a minute away from that entry burn, so you will see that live on your screen.
Holly waffled about booster soot as stage 2 found flat Earth. Or, are we all now, just leaning a bit more to the right? While we're on the subject, let's do a quick comparison. Okay, so the booster has managed to slow down thus far, 236 kilometers per hour in 4 minutes 44 seconds. But, it also managed to gain 14 kilometers in altitude. A mere 14 kilometers no thrust back up, yeah. These lunatics are totally flying a balloon. So, flying backwards at over 7,000 kilometers per hour, it floated at 100 kilometers, even gaining 14 kilometers in altitude no problem. Below 100 it's suddenly falling like a stone? Look at the speedometer, it's too ridiculous for words.
And we've got some great views of our Starlink mission today. On your left-hand screen, that is the first stage booster making its way back to Earth. And on your right-hand screen is the second stage, taking the satellites to their drop-off orbit. A shortfall of gravitas.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
Gravitas.
Bermuda.
Gravitas.
Bermuda.